All right, guys. It's me, Gamer Vlog Guy. As you can tell in the title of the video, this vlog I'm making is about News Now Houston Earl David Wordon, also known as News Now Community. Um, Look, I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. One, because there's a lot of people who are in the YouTube community that think he's guilty, that think that what he did was basically, you know, basically saying that he did what he did. I'm not gonna lie. You can check my channel, and I don't care what you say about, I don't care what you people say about oh, he's, you're subscribed to, you know, you're subscribed to him. He's a dirtball. They did it. I don't care. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I have a Gmail also, and I've contacted David multiple times over the years and talked to him. I don't live in Texas. I actually live on the East Coast. I don't. I was actually. I don't. I'm not into the. I'm not into following what the narrative is because I believe that we're responsible to make our own narrative. We all have our own channels. We all turn on the camera. We all go live. We all go. We that's what we do. We're YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber. Same thing with Patrick. Same thing with the Patusai. Same thing with James Freeman. Just like all these other auditing channels. I'm an aspiring auditing channel. I also have a gaming channel, which I'm not really doing right now, but that's not the point. The point is that I wanted to make this video and have a live chat and I wish News Now Patrick would get in here and comment on this video. Please share this video to Patrick, to James Freeman, to anyone that's in the auditing community, the Patusai, Texas Sheepdog 72, whoever it is. I love those guys. But mostly, I want this to be put to the auditing community that's in Texas and Oklahoma. So News Now Oklahoma, News Now Omaha, News Now, most of the News Now that's in Texas, News Now Fort Worth, News Now Dallas, or whatever it is. You listen, I want people, and I want this video to be commented on. I want this video to be shared throughout the community of YouTube. That's why I put his name in the YouTube channel I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a defender, and you can say, well, how can you say that? Listen, one, I wasn't born back then to this alleged crime that he did. I wasn't born in the 80s. I wasn't born in the state of Texas. I wasn't around in the time frame that this was alleged. Okay, that's number one. And number two, number three, most of you probably weren't alive back then, and most of you don't even live in the state of Texas. I know that for a fact. A lot of these people, they're from California. They're different orders from California, Oregon, Florida, the East Coast. There's a couple of News Now New York's, News Now Jersey, News Now, whatever. I watch all you guys, and it just seems like there's a lot of you guys that actually, and I've seen it because I've been in David's live stream, and I've even watched post when it was live. So if I was busy doing something, I went back and watched it. And I've seen the comments. A lot of these people that are coming out about him and saying, see, we're right, we're this, we're that. A lot of these people, I want to say, they're trolls. They are. There's no way to put it. They're trolls. They're people that are going out and making videos. Think about that. There are people that are out here spending their lives on YouTube. Literally, they have a job where they make seven figures, like $5,000 a month, just making YouTube videos all the time. And yeah, that's and I'm one of those aspiring people to plan on getting on YouTube more often too. That's why I'm having this channel. And a lot of this was, and I'm going to be honest with you. For you guys that don't know, a lot of these charges that he was convicted of, and I put quotation marks about convicted. You guys that are after him, that are making these videos and saying, "Yeah, that's a good thing. I hope he dies in prison." And okay, let's be honest here. He is going to die in jail. He's going to die in jail. There's nothing that I can see that's going to stop him. There's nothing that I can see that's going to help him. He's 61. Okay. He's I don't know about his health. I'm not his doctor. I don't know. But say he's in regular good health for a 60-year-old man. He's the common health, right, for a 60-year-old. So add that in there. Okay. Plus him getting the sentence that he got, which I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, put it in the comment of this video. I think he got 20 years. So you add that up right now, he's 61. You add 20 years to that, he's going to be 81 when he gets out, if he lives that long. And also, I want to put this out too. You do understand these, you do understand the people that will be commenting on this video and say, and I don't give a shit what you say about me. I don't give a damn. Okay, I make YouTube channel. I don't even make a lot of YouTube videos. So you can sit there and say, well, you don't make a lot of YouTube. You're not really big. I don't care. I really don't. I'm not going to lose any sleep over you guys. You guys are behind the keyboard, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Okay, number one. Number two, I'm going to say this. You do understand, and I want you to think about this before you start with this blah, 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 and all this other hate it's just hate. And that's what you guys are saying. That's what it is. But anyway, I want you to say this. I want you to think about this. And put this in your cigar and smoke it. The so-called charges, the so-called crime that happened, you do understand it happened in, this is to my understanding, it happened in 85. July 4th, if I'm not mistaken, July 4th, 1985. There's a video that this channel put out. I think it's Teresa R or whatever, put a video out and I think it's 55 minutes of them interviewing an officer who was at the time the chief of police of the city of Houston, in the state of Texas. Just so you all know, that's where David's from. He's from Texas. He's now Houston. He's from the Houston area. Houston, LaPorte area, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You do understand, again, that these charges are stemming from 1985. 85. This is 2022. The reason why I bring that up, think about this for a second. Name me, can you sit down and actually put down and give me a list in the chat of every time you were in trouble in school, every time you were in trouble when you were driving, traffic stops, everything. Can you sit down and actually say can you sit down and actually name every little thing that you did that was bad? Like that, no matter what, every little sin, every little law that you've broken. We go out, we break laws every day. And don't get me wrong, I'm not minimizing what he did. I'm not condoning that at all, what he did. And I'm not going to say what he did because I wasn't there and I don't know. But I'm not going to condone that. I don't condone that. Okay. And yes, there are people that are in this community and that are in other, other communities and other chat rooms and other places on the internet that are, I'm just going to just say the P word and put quotations around that are the P word. If and yes, there are people that are in chat rooms right now that are the P word that are going after children now. There's people that are on half of these people that you talk to on these Xboxes and on these PS4s in gaming in Fortnite and all these other kid games. A lot of these people a lot of these older males that are playing kids games. Yes, I admit to you that is a little odd. And yes, I do admit I did hear him say that he does play video games. Now, did he play video games over online? Did he have an Xbox 360 or the Xbox XS or whatever's out now, or the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, or the PlayStation 3 at the time, or whatever? And did he go online and play those gaming channel? I mean, play those games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and modern Call of Duty and Battlefield and all these other video games. Now, did I witness him do that? Did I witness him solicit children to come to his house to play video games while he was on there playing it? No, I did not see any of that. I did not hear any of that. But what I'm saying is I'm looking at it from an objective. Now, I'm not saying and and I'm looking at this objectively, and I think that's what the problem is now. We're so quick to have our own channel, and we throw the gavel down, and a lot of you all throw the gavel down and had him convicted, locked up, even before he was locked up. Going on his channel, making burner accounts and all that, you're guilty. Let me tell you something. I can sit here and make a video like I'm doing now on a channel, which I can't really think of one, but on a channel I don't like. And of course, I'm not going to say good things about that channel. But there's no channel right now that I can think of that I watch that, I don't like that person. I like all y'all, honestly, all y'all auditors. I just happen to be a huge fan of David and a huge fan of a couple other people. And that's what I'm saying. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his work. You could be a fan of someone and not agree with their personal lives. There's a lot of people that are fans of the NFL. There's a lot of people that are fans and that are followers of celebrities, and you don't know what they do in their personal lives. You don't know that this celebrity that you follow on Twitter or follow on Snapchat or follow on TikTok or follow on whatever, Instagram, and you don't know what they do when this camera goes off. You don't know what I'm going to do. You don't know what I do in my personal life. You don't know what I've been. To my point, you don't know what I've been doing between this video and the last video I made on this channel and this live stream I'm doing now. You don't know. There's a big gap. I could have been doing anything, positive and negative. Same thing with those celebrities that you follow. And that's the thing though. And that's the thing though. It's like YouTube, and I understand going on YouTube. You go on it at your own risk. You're responsible for your own content. Was he on there making content that was bad? No. Was he on there making live streams on, say, Twitch or on YouTube or on his, if he had I don't know if he had an Instagram or whatever, or did you see him do anything that was inappropriate? No, he went out there, he filmed the police, and that's how, I think, honestly, this is how this all started, okay? There were charges, let's take that back, not charges, allegations, which to me, allegations is equivalent to hearsay, okay? I can sit here and tell you right now, I'm talking to you in my mansion in Los Angeles. Do I really live in LA? Do I really live in this mansion that I just said? You don't know that. You don't know where this video is being made from. Okay? I could be in Florida. I could be in Georgia. I could be in California. I could be in Missouri. I could be in Canada. You don't know where I'm from. Just like you don't know what I do in my personal life. Just like you didn't know what he was doing in his personal life. These are all allegations. So let me continue. Okay, that's my point. So let me continue with this. So, with that all being said, he goes with the I'm sorry if I butcher his name, is Philip Turner, the Batusai, and films the Shell refinery, and I think it's in I forget what part it was in Texas, some part of Texas down there. I think it was down near the coast, which was in Galveston or something, the Shell gas station. So the Shell gas station, they go out with another with oh god, what was that police not Galveston. What did anybody that lives in Texas, that lives in that part of Texas, down near Louisiana on the east coast of Texas? Is it maybe LaPorte? So LaPorte, Texas, and their Shell refinery got together and said, "What can we do to get this man convicted and thrown in jail because we don't like that he was filming on a public sidewalk?" And I'm going to tell you, this is exactly what happened. And I actually watched the video multiple times over the years. It's on his channel. And I think it's on the Batusai channel too. Okay, Philip Turner's channel. Which, go out and subscribe to the Batusai, by the way. I love Philip Turner. Shout out to him. Shout out to David. Shout out to News Now Patrick. Shout out to Texas Sheepdog 72. You know, shout out to all those auditors. You know, they're great people. I learn a lot from. I learn more from those people like David and Philip Turner and Texas Sheepdog 72 about my rights and gun carry and all this other stuff than I learned in a public school system between the ages of K through 12. And that's real talk, in my opinion. But let me get back to this. So he's on a public sidewalk. Him and Philip Turner's on a public sidewalk, okay? They're filming. So do you want to hear the story? This is the story that how I understand it. So they're filming on a public sidewalk. This was in 2018. Okay, he's out there filming with Philip Turner. So they go up to him and they know his name. The guy knows his name. Goes up, and I watch his video. The guy goes up and says, "Earl David Wardon, yeah, you have." I think he said, "You have 5 to 10 minutes to get out of here. We're going to call the police and have you arrested for trespassing." Problem is, the sidewalk was public. The sign had the city of LaPorte, I think. That's where it was. It was in LaPorte, I think. Stickers, because in each town you live in, no matter if it's in Houston, LaPorte, Galveston, whatever, those stop signs in your neighborhood, that's public. That's public, by the way. Those stop signs are public. The sidewalk outside your apartment, a sidewalk in your neighborhood, that's all public sidewalk. You can't do nothing to me if I'm outside walking up and down making a YouTube video, or on TikTok making a video, or on Twitch. On Instagram making a video. There's nothing you can do. It's a public sidewalk. So what they do is they go out and say, you know what, we can't charge him with filming, and then they try to say, well, we're going to charge you with being a domestic terrorist because you're doing terrorist activity. First of all, the Supreme Court already shot that down. Supreme Court said filming cannot be the only basis to be arrested. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it can't be the only reason for suspicion to get your ID, to get you charged. I can't just call the police on my neighbor because he's outside making a video. I can't do that because cops going to first of all laugh at me and hang up the phone on me and then tell me if I call back again, have me arrested for harassing the police department. The cops probably not even going to come out in my neighborhood if I see my neighbor filming because there's nothing I can do about it. You know what he's going to say? Like I have now, turn my blades, shades down, and do the thing to shut your blinds so they can't see in your house. Create your own privacy. Close the curtains. Okay, he's on the public sidewalk. It's the same exact thing as if I'm filming, like I said, in a public park. Same exact thing. So anyway, he's on the public sidewalk. The stop sign had the stickers of the town. They tried to say that stop sign belonged to the Shell gas station. First of all, the city of the oil refinery Shell cannot own that stop sign. That's like me saying I own the sidewalk outside my neighborhood. I can't. It's not my property. You no. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you call the police and you have him arrested basically because you don't like that he's filming, and then you use terrorist, this, that, and the other thing, and trump up all these charges. The city of LaPorte, I think it was LaPorte, they already hate him. And also the district attorney of Harrison County, where this all, I think it was in Harrison County down there in Texas. So the DA of Harrison County, LaPorte Police, Shell gas station, all the other police departments down there, they all hate him because there's nothing that there was nothing up until recently, up until yesterday, there was nothing they could do to him because they knew if they would file a charge, and they already tried, and he filed lawsuits and won. And if I'm not mistaken, some of those officers actually lost their jobs because he actually sued, got the lawsuit, got their qualified immunity stripped from them, and then first got the charges dropped, got their qualified immunity removed, lost their job, and then the cop lost his or her job, the pension, retirement, everything, and he won a big settlement. Let me ask you guys this though: the people who hate, do you know what he did with that money that he won? He donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. He's posted it on the video. Now I can't prove that he did that, but if he did, good for him. If he didn't, yeah. But but this is all stemming from 2022, so that's 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, 2017, 2018. So this is stemming from him standing on a public sidewalk outside of the Shell refinery, filming. They call the police come. I'm sorry I'm dragging this all out, but I want you guys to really understand what you guys are actually getting yourselves into as far as actually hating him and going out and calling him all these names, the P word and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm really trying to get this to understand. You guys to really understand what the hell's going on. So that all happens. The cops come. They can't do nothing. And then pretty much right then the harassment starts. Bogus charges being filed by the police department, by Shell, the DA. They're trying to file charges, submit charges. Other police stations and other police law enforcement agents, other police agencies around the state of Texas come, and they're all trying to file as many charges and try to get him locked up as much as possible. And they do succeed. Go back and watch this video. He was locked up for like overnights, for a couple of days here and there. Him and Patrick, and so they're sitting there and they're thinking, oh, you know what? This is actually working. We're slowly getting him charged. So we're filing these charges. That's what these police departments are doing. Boom, boom, boom. The DA is looking at the charges. Some of them are being thrown out. Some of them are being like, okay, we're going to process this and take this take this. So in the meantime, David, he gets a really good attorney, a good couple of attorneys. So they're looking at this and they're like, a lot of this crap is just bull. So fast forward here recently, uh, December, late November, or early December, late November, early December, he goes ghost. I don't get as a subscriber to his. He goes ghost. I don't see any videos. I don't see any live streams or anything from him. I don't know what the hell happened. And also Patrick too goes ghost. I don't know whatever happened to Patrick either. But he goes, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, whatever happened to Patrick? Whatever happened to David? Like whatever happened? Come to find out, I get on YouTube and I start looking up what's going on. No, I'm on my Facebook. I'm on my personal Facebook, which I follow him on my personal Facebook, and I also follow a couple other people. So I punch his name in. And I go on another channel, which I'm not going to mention. I want to keep him quiet. I'm not going to bring him into this, but I know. So I go on his channel and I start looking, and I look at his past. I look at this person's past live streams, and it says it's posted. This particular person live streams are posted outside the courthouse. Uh, Earl David Wordon's trial, part one. I'm like, trial for what? I'm thinking, like, well, trial for what? I should have commented on the video, or should have DM'd him or something on Facebook or something. Should have did something, which I might do now. Figure out what the hell's going on. Reach out to this other person too, which I really like. I'm a huge subscriber. I'm a huge fan of his too, and this other person. So I'm looking. I'm watching these videos. The day of, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm shocked. I'm still kind of shocked about this. So I pull up the video of the day of, which was yesterday, December 15th. This particular YouTuber made a video, Earl David Ward, who was there. So so all these other people, that are out against him. He had a lot of supporters that came from other states, me included. If I could have, I would have went down there and supported him and stood outside that courthouse with this particular YouTuber and support and the other YouTubers that were down there, which I'm not going to mention. And I would have got a motel room down there, and I would have stayed there and stayed there and stayed there until until whatever, until there was a verdict. And I would have probably still stayed down there and figured out what was going to happen, and then probably would have went, and I still plan on going down there even after this is all over, and even going and visiting this person, and also plan on going down there and visiting Earl too, and also I plan on writing to him, emailing him if I can, and figuring out how to do that. Also contacting this other YouTuber to see if I can get in contact with him and see if I can do that, or if he makes any videos about that, I'm going to do that. This other YouTuber, but anyway. So I'm watching the video. It says Earl was found guilty, and I'm like, guilty of what? I'm sitting there thinking, guilty of what? So I'm sitting there watching. I'm looking at the video. Yeah, I watched the video. Watched the whole thing, 45 minutes. Guy, it's actually kind of funny though, which is it's not funny, but the person who made the video that actually reported Earl was guilty. Who was actually the particular YouTuber that made the video that Earl was guilty. He was actually going to court because, again, the state of Texas, particularly the Texas Police Departments, actually were going to, according to this person, this YouTuber, they were actually going to file a charge of contempt of court, and because he didn't show up, so they want to file a warrant. Have a warrant signed for his arrest because he didn't show up to court. A failure to appear warrant. So he was on his way there, and and also he was talking about there were some other YouTubers too besides him. But that's because I told you that, because just to let you know, there's multiple YouTubers down there, a part of the First Amendment community. So I'm trying to figure out, and I'm on their channels, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I don't get any updates. I've been looking all day, by the way, too. Even before I made this video, I was still looking, and I couldn't find any updates about anything. Uh, the other person, I'm not going to mention his name either. Well, I already did mention his name, but I'm not going to mention it again. Apparently met this YouTuber that I plan on getting in contact with. He met the one YouTuber met the other YouTuber down there that was already down there, and apparently they didn't say nothing to each other. And the YouTuber that was supposed to be there in support, the other YouTuber that was also there, that was also supposed to be there for support for Earl David Wordon, News Out Houston, he decided, and this is what gets me upset. I'm a little upset at him too. I'm starting to find out that I'm starting to lose respect for this guy too. Not, for this other guy, because I think he's just, to me, I think he's two faced. He's as phony as he's as phony as a $3 bill. I don't think he really had David's back, and I also subscribe to this particular person's YouTube channel too. And I think this person, in my opinion, this is just me, and I think he lost a lot of respect for me. As far as I'm concerned, he lost a lot of respect for me. As far as I'm concerned, he lost a lot of my respect. This particular person, because you're sitting there trying to be his friend, and I can show you videos of him on I can show you videos. I can download and put on my channel, and show you proof of him being outside of the jail. There's other times when Earl was arrested for a couple of days, and this particular YouTuber was out there screaming and hollering for David's freedom and free this and free David and free this and free that. All of a sudden, Earl's in a predicament where he's basically in a fight for his life. He's done. If he gets found guilty, he's done. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'm going to say this again. I don't know. I'm a fan of David's. I don't know him like that. I don't know this other YouTuber like that, and I don't know the other YouTuber like that. But I would have been down there. If I lived in Texas, which I don't, I would have went up there. If I had my own car and I lived in Texas, I would have drove there. I would have figured out where the damn courthouse was, and I would have drove there, and I would have supported Earl. And also, I would have probably been out there with him, vlogging and making my channel. Making content with him for my channel, excuse me, and auditing, which I plan on still doing. Because I'm going to say this too, and I'll continue with my story. I'm going to say one of the biggest reasons that I am going to audit is because of David. He actually turned me on to it, and he's one of my, to me, he's the godfather. He always is, in my opinion. He's still one of my favorite YouTubers, my favorite auditors, in my opinion. I don't care about his personal life. I want to say that. And you can sit there and make a video response to this live stream, and I don't give a shit. And you can talk to me till you blue in the face and fall over, and the camera's still going. You're still not going to convince me of other things. Otherwise. But anyway, he's down there, this person, and they actually have a nickname for him. I'm not going to mention his nickname, because if I do, you're probably, people at that watches will probably. But he decides, since this other YouTuber's down there, and I don't get along with this other YouTuber, I'm going to get in my car and drive back to Oklahoma, wherever the hell he's from, or to another part of the state of Texas, or wherever the hell, and leave poor David hanging. And to me, that's sickening, because if you're the only person, to me, you're the only person that I see that is fake. It's fake. To me, this particular person that drove away and didn't support David in his time of need. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, that's not a friend. To me, that's what makes him fake. You're there when times are good. When the times get rough for the poor man, you walk away like it's just. Nah. But this other YouTuber, I have a big respect for him because he's shown that he is loyal as a day is long. And also the other YouTubers that went down there, and also the other people that was down there. But there's one particular person he couldn't put aside his personal difference with this other YouTuber that is also a supporter of David to come together in the common good to support David. You know what? I hate this other person so bad that I'm gonna stop. But anyway, and this particular YouTuber, he irks me, and I'm gonna say I kind of do have a problem. I kind of do have a problem against him. I do have kind of a problem with him for doing that because of what he did. But anyway, um, he's found guilty, and he goes to jail, and I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if and when he's going to ever get out. I don't know if he's going to die in prison. I'm more than likely, like I said at the beginning of this video, I think he is. And to Laredo police department, to you know uh, Shell gas station. I hope they're happy now. They finally got justice because of some. They finally got justice um, against a fellow American who's exercising his First Amendment right. But anyway, I want to finish the story up, and then I'll get off here because I'm still babbling. But anyway, so they're there filming. They come and say, "David, you need to leave the property. We want to call the police. You're trespassing." That the police come. I think I can't remember in the video what happens. I think he ends up getting arrested, and he was. I think they get the charge. I think he gets him and the Batusai, which is Philip Turner. They get the charges dropped. Everything's dismissed, and so obviously that's going to irk Shell. Oh man, we still so what do we got to do? Because now we have our charges dropped. So now all the criminal charges we filed against him for disorderly conduct or all this other shit, and all this other shit about disrupting, trespassing, all this other crap. All that crap was dismissed. So now what are we going to do? Let's look in his past. Let's try to find something. And let's work with the LaPorte Police Department too. Let's all work together. Let's try to find something that makes him, that puts him away. Let's try to find something that puts him away for the rest of his life, or at least 20 years or 25 years or whatever, which ended up happening. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna look at his stuff. We're gonna look at all of his past. Oh, here's something, and this is probably what they were thinking. Oh, here's something. He did this, and this. It's alleged. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna and these charges are still out. They haven't been resolved. So let's push and push and push. And what they probably did, the Shell gas station, the Shell refinery, they have a lot of money because they're in Texas. A lot of oil is big money down there, so they probably make billions. Here's what we'll do: we'll give you the state of the LaPorte Police Department. We'll give you a big chunk of money. We'll give the district attorney of Harrison County. We'll give you a big chunk of money of what we make if you can get this guy convicted and get these charges shoved through and get a judge to convict him and try to get these people, and try to get him. We're going to try to, I don't care how much it costs. If it costs $5 billion, we got $5 billion. We'll pay you $5 billion. We'll pay the court system. We'll pay off the judge. We'll pay off the DA. We'll pay off Harrison County. We'll pay off no matter what it takes to get this guy locked up. Because darn it, he was exercising his First Amendment right, and we're going to find something. That's what happened. So all this money was, and you go back and follow the money. If you go back and you look, I guarantee you. Now, it's not going to be much of a paper trail, but I guarantee you 1 + 1 doesn't equal 5. 2 + 2 doesn't equal 7. Because again, let me go back at the timeline. 85. You're telling me all of a sudden in 1985, sorry, you're telling me all of a sudden in 2022 that you're going to ram through a charge that's been sitting on your all's books in the DA's department, that's been sitting on your all's computer. There's files of charges from 85 that's sitting down there in a damn vanilla envelope, down in a locker. Down in a damn drawer from the 80s in your district attorney's office. That's probably collecting dust from 85. How many unsolved homicides in Harrison County from that time frame that you guys look back on? You or the LaPorte Police Department or the Galveston Police Department or whoever the police department's down there. How many unsolved murders have you guys been working on in the past 6 months? None. But you have this one person who you hate, and you guys and I know you guys are denying it. Oh, we don't hate David. It's justice. Well, let me ask you a question. When he was in jail, and I watched this video, and I encourage you guys to watch this video of her name's Teresa, interviewed again. The police officer at the time was the police chief of one of those police departments down there. I think it was in Houston or Galveston, LaPorte, I think. So you're telling me, and mind you, Earl, they were Wordon from 92 to 02, those 10 years he was in jail. And these crimes allegedly happened in 85, 86. So you're telling me when he was in jail for those 10 years, you couldn't get his children, the 2 daughters that he supposedly committed crimes against. You couldn't get those convictions to run concurrent after, basically concurrent. And for those people who don't know, concurrent means he would have served those 10 years plus now this 20 years. So he would still be in jail. He'd be getting out right now. 20 years, 30 years later, from 92 to now, 10 years, 02, and then you add those 20 years from 02 till now. That's 20 years. He would have been out. Now, and back then he was in his 30s, so he would have got out when he was in his 50s, serving all that time. Year after year, all running concurrent. So you go 10 years and then got 20. Boom, all that's gone, he gets out. No, you guys wait to do this now when he's in his 60s. Smart. Why? You basically gave him the death penalty. Because me and all these other haters of him and all these other supporters and also the supporters of him like me, no, he's going to die in jail. So there you go. There's the story right there. He went out with. Why isn't Philip Turner in jail? Why isn't the Batisai in jail? Why isn't Patrick in jail? Why isn't Texas Sheepdog in jail? Why isn't all these other people that go out and film the police, that exercise their First Amendments, all these other great orders, why aren't they in jail too with David? And I tell you why. Because they don't have nothing to dig. And I have nothing against these people, by the way. But they have nothing. They, meaning the police departments and district attorneys, they have nothing big. No big alleged stuff. No big allegations to pull up and say, you know what, we can make this true. We can turn this allegation into truth. And put it down on a piece and put pen to paper and make it truth and run it through the court system down there and get a judge to sign off on it and get 12 people to convict them. I wonder how many of those jurors got money too for convicting them. You're not going to tell me all those people, the prosecutors, the judge, Even the 12 jurors, I guarantee you they were all paid off. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. 2 plus 2 don't equal 5. Come on. 1985, 2022. In jail from 92 to '02. You had all this time, and you just now pull it up. It's like me, if I had a traffic ticket, you're just now suspending my license. You just now find out that I had an unpaid parking ticket from, say, 2 states over from where I live. And you just now calling their DA to get my license suspended on behalf of the state I live in because if it's really, come on, you don't give a darn about that parking ticket. You're doing this because you're trying to get my license suspended hypothetically because you don't like that I'm out there filming your police departments. If I was an auditor, or filming the courthouses, or filming the post offices, or filming this, or filming that. This isn't about justice for these so-called victims that this happened to. And I'm not saying that they're not victims, but you get my point. That these so-called crimes, you want justice for these so-called crimes, this so-called criminal that you let. Think about this. You convicted this man of something that he did in '85. You understand this is 2022. So let me get this right. You let him walk the streets. The DA, the police departments, the sheriffs, everybody. That the judges let him walk the streets. Even back with those 10 years he was locked up from 92 to '02. You couldn't get a conviction then. It takes him filming exercise his First Amendment right. It takes that, which I can show you many videos of David filming over time in different parts of Texas and also in Oklahoma to get a conviction. It takes him standing on the sidewalk, on a curb of a part of a sidewalk that wasn't even there. By the way, the sidewalk was tore up, so there's a little piece of a sidewalk and the curb there. So he was standing there, and the stop sign was right there. So it took him standing there on public property for you to say, you know what, that's it. We're going to finally get justice for this so-called crime. You weren't getting justice in '02. You weren't getting justice in 2000. 99, 98, 2006, 2004, 3, 2. Now. So these poor victims had to suffer. Supposedly had to suffer because you guys were too lazy to get him in front of a court. To get those charges filed. So if this was me, and those were my sisters, and he did that to my sisters, and I lived in Texas, so you're telling me that I would have to wait year after year after year from '85 till now until I got justice for my family because of this guy, supposedly what he did. Think about that. Put yourselves in the victim's shoes, too. These people that are against David, think about this for a second. You're telling me, and it took you guys from '85 to 2022. Do the math. For you to get again, these people, think about if that was your wife, if that was your niece, if that was your nephew, if that was your son, if that was your daughter. No matter if they were 14, 17, 10, 2, 5, 6, 26, 29, 30, whatever. So you had to wait almost over 40 years to get over 30 years. Over 40 years to get help. '85 to 2015. to get justice. 40 years. 40 years. 40 years. Because they just now want to come out and say, here it is, here he is. Here it is. And you guys are on there, oh, thank God they got justice. Why ain't you upset at the judge attorney that they made those poor victims that you're so-called happy about, they finally got justice, 40 years to wait? $40 years. They convicted Ted Bundy and put him to death. He was convicted, what, in 78? He was put to death in 89. 11 years. For killing those sorority girls in Florida. 11 years it took the state of Florida to kill Bundy. But say Texas, it took them 40 years to get this guy. And all because they're doing this out of spite, just because they don't like him filming. These so-called victims' rights people that are, oh man, they're happy and the state don't give a fuck about you. The state of Texas don't care about you. The district attorney of Harrison County don't care about you guys. They just did that for spite because they didn't like him filming on a public sidewalk outside of Shell. Shell don't care about you. You morons. They don't care about you guys. They just wanted to convict him for spite because he was filming. And there was no other way they could get him except just to convict him on these so-called charges that they pulled out of the fucking thin air of 85. Like again, tell me every crime that you've committed for the past 40 years from 85 to 2015. Give me a break. You're telling me that there's or tell me, or you can actually remember every day that you've lived. Say if you're still alive, tell me everything that you've done, second by second, day by day, minute by minute, for the past 40 years. You can't do it. I can't do it. I can't tell you what I did last week. But all of a sudden, they can come out and say, "Oh, 40 years later, man, yeah, he do." Where's the DNA? When was the DNA tested? DNA, right? He did. He supposedly did this. So he left DNA, right? Semen, saliva, blood. Where's DNA? So they were 14 and 16 at the time. You didn't take them to the hospital? Where's the hospital records that this happened in 85? Where's the hospital that they took them to in Texas? Where's that at? I love to see that. Where file a public records request. That's what I like to do. Where's all the I probably couldn't do that because it's HIPAA, but where's the police report that said that they were at the hospital getting an exam from 85 or 86 or whatever. Use your brains, guys. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, Dave was the worst. All of a sudden, Dave was the worst guy to ever walk the face of the earth because he was standing on a public sidewalk filming, exercising his First Amendment right. And yet, there's people who are convicted actual child molesters, victims of people that rob banks, serial killers. You know, there's serial killers that committed murders that are still on the loose today, that committed murders back in the late 80s and early 2000s that are still on the run today. And I guarantee you that the police officers and the district attorneys, and some of them probably know where they are, and they're just using them as informants and letting them just live their lives. And using them as informants against so-called terrorists and ISIS and all this other bullshit. You guys are out there, and you guys make great points too. Get the drug dealers off the streets. Why are those drug dealers still in the neighborhood and the cops are driving by and they're not? Something petty as that. Use your brains. They're letting petty drug dealers and drug addicts walk the streets every day and using them as informants against big people, against the big fish, like the cops say. You don't think they're letting serial killers, serial rapists, all on the streets for them to to catch the big people, the big, the big people, the big fish, the bigger fish than that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you, but the police and the district attorney's office and all those other people, they're not, and the judge, they're not who you think they are. They're not for justice. They just say it. It's like me sitting there telling you, oh, I love carrots. I really don't. I'm for justice. I'm really not. If they were for justice, David would have been. David would have, if they were for justice. Harris County and them. If Harris County and the city of Houston and LaPorte or wherever this happened at, if they were really for justice, he would have been. He would have been convicted when he was in jail in '92, and he would still be sitting in jail now. He would have never had a YouTube channel. That filming, that so-called incident that happened, that pissed off show, would have never happened. Because he would have still been locked up if they really gave a damn about those victims that they so-called care about now. He would have never had a YouTube channel. No, me, other people, we would have never knew who Earl was. Because he would have been sitting in jail long before I was even born. Because of these, because I was born, yeah. Long before YouTube was made. Because YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, YouTube was made in '06. This just YouTube channel, this platform was made in '05 or '06. Excuse me. These crimes happened in '85. He would have never been on YouTube. He would have been sitting in jail. And me and you both know when you're in jail, you don't get access to a YouTube channel. You don't get access to a camera. You don't get access to anything. Use your brain. Use your brains. He's not. He's not what you think he is. For those people who want to believe these haters, he's not what you think he is. And these cops ain't who you. And these cops and these DAs ain't the heroes they proclaim to be, because they're not. They did this because they wanted to, for spite, because they wanted him off the street, because they didn't like that he was exercising his First Amendment. They don't give a darn about those victims, about those girls, about this, about that. They just want him off the streets. That's one less order we got to deal with in the community. Get him off the streets. That could have been me. That could have been anybody on that curb. You, me, Newsnet, any of those News Now people, any of those other orders. Put them on that curb near that stop sign in front of Shell in LaPorte that day. I guarantee you they would have been in the same position that David is now. I can almost guarantee you 100-1. I would have been in the same position. They would have found something of my background to charge me with, if I had anything, or they would have figured out a way to have me arrested for a long time, to teach me a lesson not to exercise my First Amendment rights, or they would have gave me a trespass, or they would have banned me or banned me from that particular area and trespassed me for life, so I can't come down. Which is total, because you can't trespass somebody on public. You can't trespass people from public property unless they're committing a crime or causing a disturbance, like being drunk and disorderly in public or something. Read the laws. Now, I will say this about David. It wasn't smart to have that conviction still open. He should have had that taken care of when he was in jail, or went to court and had that taken care of before, instead of, or at least put more time into it, so they wouldn't have anything to convict him on now. If he wouldn't be in jail right now, if that conviction would have been thrown out, taken care of, whatever, then he would still be out walking. He would be still making YouTube videos today. So that I will say that about David, though. He should have had that taken care of better, or fought a little bit harder. But that's just to put a little. But in my opinion, I'm going to stand by my opinion and sit by my opinion until kingdom come. But please comment on this live stream, and if you already haven't, subscribe. And I really want to hear your feedback, negative and positive. If you want to yell at me, if you want to scream at me, I don't care. I just want some feedback. and I may make another video in response to this. I don't know. But thanks again for watching, and peace out.